Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to show you how to do two things in Buds 3. One is a speed override for SeaDoo 300s and 325s, and the other is how to make a SeaDoo 130 a SeaDoo 170. It's very easy to do on the latest version of Buds 3, version 2198 and newer. If you have an older version of Buds 3, the process is going to be very, very different. It's far more complex. It's not impossible, but it does take a little bit more effort. So if you're watching this video and you have Buds 3, make sure you have the latest version, 2198 or newer. If you're not sure, you have to reach out to your vendor, ask them if they have a repository for updates or anything. I know a lot of you guys, when you buy Buds 3, especially the ones from a few months ago, these applications are not automatically updated. It's dealer software, so they're meant to go to a repository to update the program. When you buy an aftermarket, you obviously don't have that capability, so you have to reach out to your vendor. Sometimes they will give you a link to the repository in order to update the program. Sometimes, they'll have different processes. They'll send you an email or whatever, let you know. It just depends on where you get your Buds 3. Either way, if you're watching this video, make sure you have version 2198 or newer. The other thing is, I already made a video on how to use Buds 3 and the different functions that it can do. So make sure, if you're watching this, this is not for Buds 2, this is not for Buds 1, this is for Buds 3, the latest version of the BRP utility and diagnostic software. So I'm already assuming that you're going to have a updated interface, the V800 or Kvaser U100, the Leaf Light, whatever. And I'm also assuming that you have power connected to your battery. Guys, I cannot express how important it is to have a power connection to your battery. I've probably, just in this past month alone, I've probably had 6 or 7 people reach out saying they were doing some kind of update, flashing firmware or making some kind of software change, and the ECU shut down. And now everything, they just get fault codes, the ski won't start, IBR doesn't work. And it's just a mess. Obviously, I can't provide diagnostic support 24 hours a day, so most of the people I just can't respond to. Make sure you have power connected to your battery. This is a 2 amp. I usually recommend going with at least a 2 amp. 5 amp is preferable. Cannot express how important that is. So I am going to be doing a speed override to this particular ski. The ski does not need it. He is running a Map Tuner Nano, which is operating in SCA mode. However, I'm just going to be doing the override anyway. That way, if he ever removes the Map Tuner or stops working or whatever, he's going to at least have the speed override to be able to go to it. So this is going to be for the 300s and the 325s. If you have a GTI 130, I'll get to that part in the next part of this video. It'll still be in this video, just skip ahead. So the first thing we need to do is kind of look at our main page. First thing you need to check is to see if you do have the latest version of Buds 3. And the way you can test that is by just going to the summary screen here, and then you want to click over on your arrow. You want to make sure you have this CDID toggle. If you have this, make sure that you have the section, the modified CDID section here, where you have drop downs so that you can change the options. If you don't see this, or if you don't have the CDID, that means you do not have the latest version. This is not going to work for you. That's very, very important. There's a whole nother process for older versions of Buds 3. It's not even going to be remotely close to this. So just make sure that you have that in place. So next thing we need to do is go ahead and take a look at our CDID settings. Remember, this is for a SeaDoo 325 that we're going to be doing an override with. So we see this country market, byte 6. Right now we are on C/U. We want to change this to INT, just like that. And you can see that we have some hex digits that changed right there. The next thing we want to do is change byte 9, bits 4 through 7, and 0 through 3. We want to change this from series to racing on both of those drop downs. And that's it. We don't want to change anything else here. So we're going to go ahead and click on this little download arrow. That's going to sync that information back to the ski. There's a second part after this. We're going to let this run. I want to show you what we need to find. The other part we need to do is change the vehicle model ID number. Now, Some people have had luck with not changing that. They just change this to international. Some people try to change these settings and then they don't change the model number and the override doesn't work. Generally, I like to be careful, and we're going to skip the scan for now. We don't need to do that. I just play it careful and change whatever needs to be changed. I just do it universally across the board, and that seems to be the best case. I don't have anybody with any issues. So this is what we are going to be changing right here, the vehicle model number. This is a 2024 SeaDoo RXTX 325 for the North American market. It's an ice metal with speakers. So just pay attention to the ski that you have. You can see that we currently have vehicle model number 10RC. So we're going to go over to the BRP parts catalog, and we're going to reference what the international version would be. So take that note of that, 10RC. Let's go ahead and jump over here. So we are at epc.brp.com. We're going to go to the SeaDoo category. Obviously, we're looking for watercraft here. Again, this is a 2024. This is a RXT. It's RXT, but it's an RXTX. North America. And you see we have breakdowns here for ice metal. And that's the 10RC. So let me go back here. 10RC, this is the one we have. 10RA would be the red model. It doesn't really matter if you get the colors mixed up in buds. It doesn't care about that. In the past, when audio was optional, you would have 4 options, 2 for each color, with and without audio. 2024 and up, it doesn't really matter because they're both included. But you see that 10RC is for the North American model. Well, we need to find the international. So we're going to go back to international. We're going to go to ice metal, and you notice here, the international one actually has the option for audio. So we want to go to the one that's ice metal with audio, and you can see that our vehicle ID number is going to be 10RD. So we can go head back here. So we're only really changing 1 digit, and we're going to go to the functions and settings menu. Wait for this to load. We're going to scroll down, and now we see configure model number 10RC. We want to click the button here. We're going to change this to other. Oops, got to use the keyboard here. And then we're going to type in 10RD. And you can see this will give you confirmation just to make sure that it's matching. If you have an RXTX and this shows up RXPX or GTX, it means you did something wrong. So we're going to go ahead and write this. This will take a few seconds. Now, sometimes this will fail. That's perfectly fine. You just need to run it again. Sometimes it'll say it worked, but it doesn't really stick. You have to reapply anyway. Generally, when you're done this, you want to power cycle the ski. So basically just disconnect the key, wait for everything to shut down, plug it back in, wake it up, reconnect, and it should reflect. You can see we have operation successful here, so that's good. We're going to close this. Let it do its initial pre-scan again. So that rescan just finished, and you'll notice when we came back to the home screen here that our vehicle model ID number has changed to 10RD. So believe it or not, that is the speed override process. You'll notice here that in the cluster we have a fault code, most likely going to be a U0400, which is pretty much a universal error code you're going to get for the speed override service. It's not a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and clear this. It'll most likely come back 1 or 2 more times, and then it will just kind of clear on its own. It's not a big deal at all. So now we can go ahead and take the ski out and test it, and you should go beyond whatever the limiting speed is, 67, 69 miles an hour, whatever. But that's it. That is all you need to do for this speed override on a SeaDoo 300 to 325 on Buds 3. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the process for a SeaDoo 130 going to 170, and also SeaDoo Spark 60 to SeaDoo Spark 90. Now there's 2 things I want to clear up here, because I mentioned this in the last video and I probably got 50 comments, messages, emails, calls, and everything about it. The SeaDoo 130 to 170 is only going to work for 2020 models and newer. It's not going to work for 2019. It's not going to work for 2018. It's not going to work for 2017. It's not going to work for anything prior. I know that you can try. However, I do not recommend it, because Prior to 2020, some of the SeaDoos actually had different internal parts, different camshaft, whatever. So if you make a model number change and you force the ECU to think it's a different model when it's really not, and your SeaDoo GTI or whatever has a different camshaft, you can actually cause a substantial amount of damage to it. So this is only going to be for 2020 models and newer. Doesn't matter if it's a SeaDoo GTI, a GTX, could even be the pontoons. The process is going to be the same. The process is also going to be the same for the SeaDoo Sparks. So let me show you the two things. There's two things you really have to change here. The first is going to be the vehicle model number ID. Now I'm not going to make a change here because I already made the change, but I want to show you the process again. So let's say, for example, that you have a 2022 SeaDoo GTI 130 and you want it to become a GTI 170. So you're going to take note of your vehicle model number ID. You always want to write this number down just in case you need to go back to it or in case you mess something up. So let's go ahead and go over to our website here, epc.brp.com. We're going to go back to the SeaDoo category. Again, watercraft, what did I say, 2022, and we are GTI. And we have the GTI, we could do any one of these here. So let's just do the GTI SE, SE 130. And you'll notice that there is a ton of these drops. So if we go to model number, this is going to list out everything there is, because the GTI just, there's a lot more color options. There's a different configurations for them. So you need to find the one that is applicable to you. There's no way I'm going to remember this, but let's just say 29NR was your original. We want to go back to SeaDoo GTI. Now we want to click on GTI 170. We'll go back to the model numbers page here, and we're going to find the identical configuration. I already forget it. I think it was this neon yellow, whatever. But let's say, for example, we had the neon yellow 170 horsepower or a sound configuration. North America, we would copy this, the 30NR. That is the model number that we're going to enter. And by the way, I know there was a few people that were asking about North America versus international. On the GTIs, like the 130s, 170s, it doesn't really matter because there is no speed limit on the GTIs. Or the 130s, the naturally aspirated skis. They're never going to get to the speed where there is a limit, so it does not matter if you reference the North America or international model numbers. The most important thing is that you are grabbing everything else that's identical to yours, sound, 3-up, the color, the model, except that the only difference is going to be that you have a 170 now. So we would take this model number, 30NR, we'll go back to our Buds 3, we'll go down to our functions and settings, go down to where our vehicle ID model number is. We'll leave a click on this. New model number, other, and then we would go ahead and type that in there, follow the same process, and write. That's going to go through, it's going to do its rescan and all that stuff. That's the first step. The second step, and by the way, that's the same for the SeaDoo Sparks. So if you have a SeaDoo Spark 60, you would want to find the SeaDoo Spark 90 and enter that new model number there. The next step is we have to go to the summary page. We're going to go to CD ID. Down here on the right hand side where it says modified CD ID, you want to go to where the engine option is. If you have a GTI 130 or any other SeaDoo 130, you are going to see 1603 DT. That DT stands for detuned because the 130 is actually a 170 engine that's been detuned to 100, basically 130 horsepower. So if you see the 1603 DT, you want to go to your drop down here under the modified CD ID, and you want to scroll down. You can see for 903. By the way, some Sparks, the newer ones, are going to have that DT. This is where you want to change that NA. Not all Sparks are going to be the same though. So we're going to scroll till we find, here it is, 1603 DT. you want to find 1603 NA. NA just stands for naturally aspirated. So you want to go from the detuned version to just the regular standard 1603, 170 naturally aspirated. I'm going to change this back before I mess it up. If you have a SeaDoo Spark, a newer one, you want to go from the 903 DT to the NA. Once you make those changes, of course, all you need to do is go ahead and click on the save button, and that's going to write it to the ski. Once all that is done, I highly recommend that you disconnect the key, let everything shut down, give it a good 5 minutes, put the key back in, wake it up, reopen Buds 3, and just check over those settings to make sure that they took. For some reason, it doesn't always take the first time. Maybe, the 1603 DT to the NA works, but the model number change does not, or vice versa. Basically, just want to check everything to make sure that it worked the way that it should. Again, for the naturally aspirated skis, you do not need to change the country market. If you have CU or Europe or whatever, that's perfectly fine. There is no speed limiter. And that's pretty much it. The other things you guys can do in here is enable some of the options. These are like the modules, for example. If you wanted to buy the X module, it's a physical plug-in device. I think it's like $150 or whatever. You could just literally turn it on in here. Fuel autonomy, that gives you metrics on fuel consumption, things like that. Ski mode, cruise and slow speed mode, VTS, tricks, all that good stuff. So all of these options you can configure. I'm just telling you guys, you have to be very careful with the options that you see in here. If you change the platform, if you accidentally change something else, if you change the IBR, for example, you can prevent the ski from starting. You can prevent it from being able to read the diagnostic software. There's a lot of bad things that can happen if you're not paying attention to those options. That's why they give you a current CD ID. So if you accidentally go in here and you scroll and oh my God, I just changed a setting, you can at least compare it to what it's supposed to be or what it currently is before you commit any changes. So that's all. Actually, you can see that this did not change. Just like I said, it did not keep that setting. So let's see, international. Yeah, we're gonna write this one more time. So very easy. I made this BRP or the Buds 3 video probably 2-3 months ago at this point. I've maybe gotten 100 comments, a bunch of emails, calls, whatever, asking how to do the speed override service. So I wanted to put this video together. I didn't want to do a video at the time just because the process was different. It was a lot more complicated. I knew that this updated version was coming out. That's why I wanted to wait until now. I think even in that video I mentioned that Buds 3 is still very new. You might want to hold off temporarily, but the new version is definitely a lot better. So that's pretty much it. Again, this is for the SeaDoo 300s and the 325s. Also any SeaDoo 130, 2020 and newer, whether it's a GTI, a Wake, the SeaDoo Switch, whatever. And of course the SeaDoo Spark. If you have a 60, you can bring it up to a 90. Keep in mind, guys, this is not tuning software. You are not putting a performance tune or anything. All you are doing is changing parameters on the ECU that were already calibrated from factory. So if you have a 325, you're not tuning it to get more power, you're not changing RPM. All you are doing is getting rid of the RPM limiter, or the speed limiter, I should say. If you have a 130, you are not tuning it to 170, you are just telling the ECU that it is actually a 170 model, which if it's a 2020 or newer, it actually is. It's just been detuned. And then the same thing for a Spark. You are not tuning it to 90 horsepower from 60 horsepower. All you are doing is telling the Spark that it's to reference the 90 horsepower tune that's already on the ECU. So I just wanted to put that out there. I know a lot of people get confused between the map tuner and Buds. Buds is not a tuning platform. It is a BRP utility and diagnostic software platform. It's meant to make changes from factory that dealers would have access to. If you have the mechatronic, you have higher level than what the dealer would have access to. But you are certainly not performing any kind of tuning capability. You're not changing fuel tables, you're not changing timing tables, you're not doing any of that stuff. All you're doing is making changes that are already on the ECU. So hopefully that answers a lot of the questions you guys had. If not, of course, just leave a comment. We'll try to get back to you. If there's any more video or any more comments or questions that come up that are repetitive, I'll make another video out of it. But I think that's pretty much all for this one. Of course, we'll see you in the next video.